What's up, YouTube? This is Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another wrestling video. And I usually have those moments where I go back and watch old wrestling matches. And I came across a guy that everyone knows is a guy that's actually still in the business, not in the company that you're gonna see most of these pictures in, but he is still he's still planning on getting in the ring. He's older now. He's in his 40s. And that is Kurt Angle. Now I'm gonna do a brief history of Kurt Angle and some of the things he's done. 1996, everyone knows, Olympic gold medalist. Incredible what he did, with a horrible neck injury. He came in and he still won it. That, and he used that. I don't want to say angle because the way that sounds, but he used that experience as his gimmick, and everyone knows about this gimmick, and it was a gimmick that fit him because this guy risked his ass to win that gold medal, and you gotta give a lot of props to him for just for doing that. 1996, a little bit after he won the gold medal, he went to ECW. That didn't end too well, with him threatened to sue ECW. So after that, he left. 1998, National Wrestling Alliance he went to. He was only there for a brief stint as well. This is when he went to the World Wrestling Federation, where I'm not gonna get into every single match. He won just about every title that you could win. He's feuded with The Rock. He's feuded with Stone Cold. He's feuded with I don't want to really say this guy's name, but initial CB, feuded with him. He feuded with Triple H, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, etc., etc. He feuded with some of the best guys of that era, and for him to, I still think he was kind of overshadowed by the bigger names. The guys who were a little bit more flamboyant on the mic, but the guy, I think, is one of the best technical wrestlers to ever be put in that ring. And you go back and watch some of those matches, Eddie Guerrero, you go back and look at, I believe that was WrestleMania 20, they put on a nice match. Ring psychology was great. You could tell the guys were in there and they knew their shit, and they put on a very entertaining match. And he usually did put on an entertaining match with a lot of those guys. He one of his signature moves that wasn't his finisher, of course, he had the ankle lock, but it was the German suplexes that he did perfectly. The belly to belly suplex was amazing. And just going back and watching this guy, just like, damn, why doesn't nobody really talk about Kurt Angle? He, in my opinion, was very underrated on the mic. He had some funny moments. I believe there was a moment with Cena. That moment was funny as hell. It was one of Cena's early matches before he became Fuckboy Buckethead, or whatever shitty name you want to call him. Before he came that, and he put on a really funny promo, just trashing Cena. I remember he used to come out in the milk truck. I can't remember exactly when that was, but I remember he did do that. The guy was amazing. The guy was amazing. I liked his finisher, the Angle Slam. He currently, his stint with the WWF was until, let me get the exact date. His stint with WWF/WWE was up until 2006, and after that, he really didn't. He ended up going to TNA, and as you know, he recently re-signed with TNA. So he's gonna do that until when that contract's up, he's gonna retire. And if you didn't know, if you didn't know, in Japan, he wrestled some matches in between 2007 and 2009. There was a match in 2007. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, where the Japanese are very high on their wrestling, and you get some they've had other guys from America who went in there and wrestled. Hulk Hogan was in there at one point, but as a matter of fact, I just got finished rewatching that match. It was a while back when I did watch it. It was Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, and a lot of people surprised, like, what, a lot of people didn't know what the hell Brock Lesnar was doing during that time, but he did wrestle in that match. It was a really good match. No mic promo cutting or none of that. Nothing but wrestling. Kurt Angle ended up winning that match by submission. It was a great fucking match, and it really shows that Brock Lesnar could really go. He really showed that he could really go, and it showcased both of those guys' talent. Even after aging a bit, they were still, I'll say, for the most part, in their prime. Now, of course, Kurt Angle's older, injuries have caught up with him, but he's still doing his thing. Big reason why a lot of people watch TNA, big fans of Kurt Angle. I do need to check out more TNA stuff, just so he's not gonna wrestle that many matches, but TNA has put on some good shows. They put on more good shows than the WWE as them. That's obvious, right? But I wanted to keep this video brief. As you can tell, listening in the background, playing his WWE theme. Even listening to it to this day, you can kind of see where people got the "you suck," yeah, and you can't help but in your head kind of say it. So it is what it is. I do like the theme though. I liked everything about Kurt Angle, and if I did a top 10, he would definitely be in my top 10. Just in terms of technical wrestling, and then just being underrated on the mic. The dude had some funny moments. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. What do you think about Kurt Angle? Where do you have him, I guess, on your top list? Where do you have him ranked? Or do you have him ranked on it at all? Do you think he's a legend? In my opinion, he's a legend. Definitely underrated. He like another guy that's underrated. Edge is another guy that's underrated. I did a video on him. Wanted to do a video on Kurt Angle. Like I said, let me know what you think about this. Of course, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.